Welcome back to Wave of Dalker, episode number 25 of Week in Music. And guys, we hit our 100th album reviewed.
Emergency editing intercom from Wave of Dalker here. So I said that it's album number, I've done 100 albums so far reviewing. It's actually 99, because if you can see here, you probably can't see that. If you can see here on my doc that I created, it says line 100 for Computer World. You can see that, line 100. And that's because, hold on, let me finish this. And that's because when we go to the top, I have album artist rating episode on line 1. So I've been thinking that, this is 100 because it's at 100, but actually the first line is album artist rating episode. So that's on me. But to remedy that, I'm going to say it's 100 because in episode, I'll put it up on the screen here, I did like a brief review of Structures of Silence, I believe. That's what it's called, Structures of Silence. Let's look it up here. Yes, Structures of Silence by Steve Roach, an ambient album, and I did a quick review of that, but I didn't do an actual full thing. So I'm going to count that as the 100th album. So we're doing 100 albums, I don't care. This is a lengthy explanation, but I felt it was needed. So, back to the video.
For Week in Music in this episode. There's 5 albums this week, 5 pretty solid albums. And yeah, this episode has the 100th album. So I guess since it's episode 25, it's been an average of 4 albums per week. So pretty good pace for me, really impressed with myself. We might take next week off and do a 100 album special where I rank all of them, but we'll see. But I'll just let the guys talk about the albums and then we'll come back to me. So here they are. Album number 1 of the week, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan. Came out 2023. Another suggestion from my friend Audrey. Thank you, Audrey. I've never listened to anything Chappell Roan. She kind of can't, she didn't really come out of nowhere. Her song, Casual, has been, popular on TikTok for the last few months, or more, a little less so recently, but, a few months ago, that was, like, the song, like the hook, it's like, casual now. Like that song was popping, a lot of trends, like the whole trend of, like, saying something different. It's like, oh, we do this now, is it casual now? Like, that was, a popular trend. So, that song's been floating around. I guess that was kind of my first taste of Chappell Roan. Because I didn't know that was her at that point, and when I heard it on the album, I was like, oh yeah, that's her, I forgot about that. But, she's been the big talk as of late, and I can see why. This album I thought was really fantastic. I thought this album was great. A really good mix of slower tunes and a lot of fun tunes. And, like, the fun tunes, like, I think my personal favorite's After Midnight. But, I mean, Phenomenon, oh, shit. The second song with wine in it. I don't know. Those are fun. They're, like, kind of campy, kind of cheesy, corny song. I like those, though. Like, all the...
Who the hell are you talking to?
Like, all the faster paced songs are kind of just, like, they're corny, but they're good. Like, the lyrics are just kind of fun and, like, whimsical. And, like, the super hot, graphic, modern girl, that track also has that kind of feel to it. But then, like, towards, like, the latter half of the track, of the album, there's songs like the Pink Pony Club, where it's kind of like that mix of, like the slower songs like Coffee and Casual. I like those songs, but I think I prefer the more, like, the fun songs, like the ones towards the beginning of the album and towards the latter half. Like, I think I enjoyed those a lot more. But this whole album, I thought it was great. She has a really great voice. The production's just really fun and energetic. I don't know if I'm the right person to say this, but I feel like this is like a modern landmark album for, like, the queer community, because it kind of, I don't know, there's something about it. Like, the song, like, Naked in Manhattan, like, that song just kind of has, like, that, I don't know, this feel to it. And she's just kind of, it's cool to see her kind of blowing up. She's, she wears the drag makeup and she sings about these, experiences that she has, with her queerness. I think it's just really interesting. And, I thought this album was great. I'll go 90 hot dogs out of 100 for Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan. Really good project. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing what she comes out with next. On to the next album. Album number 2 of the week, Modal Soul by Nujabes. Came out 2005. Came up my suggested thing on Spotify. This album was awesome. As someone who really likes jazz fusion-y kind of stuff, this album is dope. And also, I love early 2000s hip hop. I like Outkast. I like some other groups from them. But yeah, this album was super cool. Just a mix of like really cool jazzy production, and then really like I said, early 2000s hip hop vocals. It was just like a really, I don't really listened to anything like this before. Like it has that kind of feel where it's like my whole like thing with like lyric jazz, where it's like a big jazz composition, then it just has like one or two lyrics sprinkled throughout. Like that was some of the tunes here, but then they're also full on like lyrical kind of pieces in this. But I mean, this whole thing was just a super fun listen. Just had me grooving, had me jamming, and had me like these cats were cooking. And I definitely want to listen to more Nujabes in the future. I thought this project was just super cool, a lot of fun. I'm gonna go 90 hot dogs out of 100 for Modal by Nujabes. Just a lot of fun. Just jazzy, hip-hoppy, perfect fusion. I love it. Just good listen. I don't know. Just a fun, good time. On to the next album. Album number 3 of the week. Open parenthesis, close parenthesis by Sigur Rós. Came out 2001. I had listened to Sigur Rós before. Listened to their 1999 album, Some Icelandic Phrase. My friend Connor suggested that album to me, and he told me just to check out more from them. And I saved this album a while back, and I just went through like my saved albums on Spotify and just put it in alphabetical order, and this was the first one just because it's parentheses. And I mean, it was fantastic. Okay, listen to Sigur Rós, Icelandic group. Kind of, I've had to like draw it to like a group that I'm familiar with that's fairly popular. I'd say it's Cocteau Twins, just like really soundscapey, just long, just like ballads and just like really complex melodies and stuff. I don't know. You don't need to know the lyrics. Like it kind of creates this devastating tone without even, I mean, obviously, like, music has been doing that for a while, but I think the mix of the lead vocalist, just his voice, but then also the soundscapey kind of vibes that they create with the music. I don't know, it's just such a perfect formula for a good album. It just works really well. And I thought this album was no excuse, or no, it didn't stray away from what I'm used to from them. Like I don't know, it's just such a ethereal. I've used that word a lot in this show, but I mean, it just really is. Like you just feel like you're just in this grandiose kind of sphere of, I don't even know. It's fantastic. I'm gonna go 91 hot dogs out of 100 for Open Parenthesis, Close Parenthesis by Sigur Rós. On to the next album. Album number 4 of the week, The Sunset Violent by Mount Kimby. Came across this group I was going through like suggested artists. Like I was at Blood Orange, and I scrolled down, I was like, okay, King Cruel. And I scrolled down King Cruel, and I found Mount Kimby. This album came out this year, and King Cruel is featured on it, on 2 tracks, and the 2 tracks are fantastic. And this whole album, I think, was fantastic. A tight, I think, like 32 minutes. It's shoegazy, really nice vocals. The opening track really like gets you into the mood for this album. Like it's like intense with female vocals in the background with some really nice guitar. This whole project I thought was just really, really dope. I want to check out more Mount Kimby if it's like this. Like I like that kind of shoegazy guitar, just really intense, like that kind of thing. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this album I thought was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't really think it had any dips. It didn't really ebb and flow at all for me. It was just kind of like a consistent 30 minutes where I felt like this album I thought was just really strong. And I don't know, I just like shoegazy stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go 87 hot dogs out of 100 for The Sunset Violent by Mount Kimby. Check it out. Another 2024 album. I'm gonna try to listen to more 2024 albums, just because, that way I can kind of throw my hat in the ring of my favorite album of the year when I really only listen to like a few new albums a year. Even though I know my favorite album of the year is gonna be Charm, but I digress. But yeah, really good album. On to the next one. Album number 5 of the week, and album number 100 of the week in music, blah blah blah. Album number 100 that I've reviewed on Week in Music. That's better. Computer World by Kraftwerk. Came out in 1980. First time I listened to Kraftwerk. 100 albums. Really crazy. I'm going to do a 100 album special next week. But yeah, 100th album. Computer World by Kraftwerk. First time listening to Kraftwerk. Found out about them because there's a stand called Kraftwerk in Part 5 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Probably in Volume 2, I'd imagine. It's one of the earlier fights. This album was really, really cool. It's like Kid A. It's like Kid A by Radiohead. If Radiohead was like a motherboard of a computer. It was music that I would hear in like the Chrome future of the SpongeBob episode. It was so wacky and so goofy. This is like the quintessential 20th century electronic album. Like this is just, they're just going. Like they're just like, oh my gosh. I'm curious to know, I'd like to see them like perform live this album because it's, you know, as expected, not very heavy on the vocals. And it's an electronic album. I'd like to see, you know, how each, cause I think it's 4 dudes in this group. I'd like to see how they work, you know? I don't know. But this album was really, really cool. Just a funky listen. I was jamming. It was just, you know, nonstop action. Electronic funky stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go 85 hot dogs out of 100 for Computer World by Kraftwerk. 100 albums. Crazy. I might skip next week and do like a 100 album tier list of each of the things. I think that's a fun thing I can do with this. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed these 5 albums, back to the guy. But yeah, 100 albums so far. Crazy. It's only June 22nd. June 21st. I lied, but on to the guy. And now I'm back. So yeah, that was episode 25 of Week in Music. 25 weeks already, which is kind of crazy. 100 albums already, which is even crazier. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, suggest albums in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.